If you are considering starting your own relationship coaching business, then this video is for you. My name is Jamila McMallow, and I am the #1 love and relationship coach for top performing women over 35. And in this video, I am sharing with you 3 mistakes that I have made in my relationship coaching business. So I'm speaking to you from the standpoint of a business owner. Okay. So, what are the mistakes that I made when I started my coaching business? And let me give you a little bit of background in case you haven't watched any of the previous videos in this playlist where I'm talking about starting and building a relationship coaching business. I have been coaching and mentoring for over 22 years, and I focused in on this area of transformational coaching for women in 2018 with a specific emphasis on helping women have healthier relationships with men, but number one, having that healthier relationship with themselves. So I've been doing this since 2018. And in 2019 is when I joined my first coaching program. And in that program, the strategy that they taught was building your business by doing a $5 a day Facebook ad, getting leads and driving them to a Facebook group. So one of the first mistakes that I made was investing in Facebook ads too early in my business. I did not know who my ideal client was yet. I was not clear on my messaging, okay, like what their real problems were and how to talk into them, and really how to even write, social media posts in a certain way that speaks to them. I just didn't know that yet. And what ended up happening was $1,000 later and over 700 women later, I had a Facebook group of women who were not my ideal client. They were not where they needed to be in their journey. My initial thing that I helped women with was women who had been through a divorce and were now ready to be in a new relationship. So I was looking for women, they've already grieved, they're done with their divorce. They are now like, okay, I want to be in a new relationship. And what I ended up having was a Facebook group of women who were going through divorce or were still bitter at their ex or were still angry or were still, having all these financial problems. And it's like, no. So I spent $1,000 and coached those women on calls and in lives and in content, everything. Probably not just $1,000, but thousands of hours of coaching. And it did allow me to sharpen my edge as a coach. It allowed me to, build that skill set. And I coached hundreds of women, spent hundreds of hours, doing so-called discovery calls or powerful coaching calls for free. So like I said, I did sharpen my coaching muscle, but I didn't get a single paying client from it. The paying clients that I got were just from posts that I was writing on Instagram from when I just, started doing my business. But I didn't get any women that came out of that strategy that came from that program. So I do not recommend that you invest into ads as soon as you start your business until you know some very specific things, until you know exactly, number one, you have to be clear on the transformation that you provide. Have some testimonials under your belt, so you feel confident. Know who your ideal client is. Who is the person that gets the best results from your methodology? Where is their point A? Meaning, where do they have to be in their life? Where does their mindset have to be? What are all the traits, qualities, and characteristics that they have? What are their successes, their problems? Who are they? How do they think? What do they like? Knowing all of that. So then that your messaging is speaking directly to them and causing them to come forward and raise their hand and say they're interested, they want to work with you, whatever. When you know all of that, then you can put that content, you can make ads that are featuring that messaging, and you'll be able to call in your clients because you're going to know what to choose for that targeting, for that audience. When you're setting up your audience, you're going to know what the things are that they're interested in. You're going to know the income bracket. You're going to know the age group. You're going to know all those things to be able to target those ads, and you're going to know what copy to write, what messaging to write on that ad so that it converts. Now, you hear the terms that I'm using, you might be saying, what do you mean copy and convert and all that? Exactly. These are all terms that you are going to learn as a business owner. And if you don't know these terms, you need to learn them because this is the language of business. Okay. Your copy is the words that are on your ad or the words that are on your website. Okay. Your messaging is what those words actually say. and who is it talking to, and what emotional responses it invoking, what actions does it move them to take. Okay, so you need to know all of that before you put ads into it. Now, you might be working with someone. Now listen, I'll say this. Yes, the copy I wrote and all those things definitely converted into over 700 women, ended up in a Facebook group, but they were not truly my ideal client. That copy was not truly written to the woman who was in the place where I needed her to be in order to, experience the result from my methodology. So that's one mistake that I made that I would encourage you not to repeat. And so I'm not really a huge fan of Facebook groups either. So, I mean, there's a lot of different strategies that you can use to build your business. That one is not one that I have ever been able to make work for me. So, to each his own, but not here. Second mistake I made is when I started to get clients, I would focus all my time and energy into supporting them. And I would take my gas pedal off of my sales and marketing. And so one of the things that you have to understand is, yes, your clients may renew, but they may not. But you never want to lose momentum in your business where you don't constantly have new leads floating in. And by leads, I mean constant new people coming into your ecosystem that are booking calls, that are coming to master classes, that are watching your free training, all of those things, so that you have people that you can talk to, that you could convert or have conversations with to become paying clients. So you got to keep the gas on that pedal. No matter how many clients you have, no matter how many people you're working with, that has to be constant and consistent. Never stop doing your sales and marketing ever. And never stop doing what works. I was doing YouTube when I first started my business, and by the time I worked with my second and third coaches, they were more into Facebook and LinkedIn. And I love LinkedIn, by the way, and I highly recommend LinkedIn to have a presence on LinkedIn for sure. If you ever want to be able to do speaking engagements or to network with people locally, LinkedIn is a business platform, so you need to have a presence there. Okay. But the point is I slowed down on my efforts on YouTube, and I never should have done that because I got clients from YouTube. My YouTube was building momentum. And so it's like every time you start and you stop, you lose momentum. So don't do that. Don't stop what's working. Never take your foot off the gas pedal when it comes to your sales and marketing. Now, what I don't mean is putting out 1,000 pieces of content just for the sake of putting out content. That's not, I mean, you ain't got to be, no, that's not, if it's not bringing you, if you're not getting any new clients, if you're creating all this content and you're not getting new clients, then you creating content is not generating clients. And that should be why you are generating content as a business owner, not just because, I just like to waste my time doing stuff and post it online. No. So if your content isn't creating new clients, then you need to examine the type of content that you're putting out. And you may need to get more strategic about what you're posting, what you're saying, and all of those things, but you don't stop doing it. And you don't stop doing it on whatever platform you're doing it on. Okay. Now, the third thing that's a mistake that I made was, which I corrected, but I could have done it sooner, maybe like a year sooner, is not getting out in person and doing more things in person right away. Yes, I have built my business primarily online, but we are post-pandemic and people are more desirous of in-person experiences, in-person workshops, retreats, events, all those types of things. And so make sure that you are connecting locally to networking groups. Go on Eventbrite, find out what women's groups are having networking events and go attend those. Get on LinkedIn and start connecting with other professionals in your city and see what because when you see them posting, they're going to, people share the networking events and local things that they're doing on LinkedIn. And so you're going to find out, about this event and that event. And so that's a great way as your network starts sharing the things that they're doing for you to find out, okay, that's what's going on. Maybe I can buy a ticket to that. Don't just go to everything, really think about, is this a room that contains women who could potentially be my client? Is this a room full of women where I could potentially speak or have other opportunities? Be strategic about that, but build a presence in person, network, hold workshops. You can, like here, to rent a room at the library is very inexpensive. Sometimes you can collaborate with another small business owner who maybe owns a cafe or a coffee shop who's happy to have people come into the shop, but maybe they just designate a section to you to hold your workshop or whatever, and you just kind of collaborate with them. There's so many different options and ways that you can make that work, but you absolutely want to make that work. Okay. So just to review, the 3 mistakes that I made was number 1, investing in Facebook ads too early in my business before I knew who my ideal client was, my messaging, all those things. Number 2, taking the gas pedal off of my sales and marketing and just spending all my time focusing on serving my clients. And then number 3, not getting back into doing in-person events as quickly after the pandemic. Before the pandemic, I had held a workshop and was starting to do in-person events. Then 2020 happened, and I could have jumped in a lot sooner in 2022, but it took me till 2023 to really start getting in there and getting out there locally. So let me know in the comments if these 3 things were helpful to you. Let me know what else you would like for me to talk about and share with you on this playlist as you begin your journey of a relationship coaching business. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for the next time I drop a video on this playlist, and I will see you soon.